Hi everyone, it's Evelyn from Twin Flames 3344, here to do your Divine Masculine Twin Flame reading. I'm going to review the energies first, and I'm actually going to do a summary of the read for you like I did last week. For those of you who don't have the time to go through my whole read, because I do realize it is a big read. There's a lot of cards involved and it takes a lot of time to listen. So I'm going to do a summary of the read, and then I'm going to show you the cards and go through it. I'm sure some new things will come up at that time. Today is November 29th, 2017. That's the 29th is the Three of Wands. And the Three of Wands is all about waiting for the ship to come in. And in most cards, it's really opening your heart to the world, because it's standing on the edge of something, waiting for it to come in while your heart is open to the universe, which is a perfect example for where we need to be. The day adds up to 50, which is the 10 of Cups. So it's all about complete emotional contentment, and my lights are flashing. A very happy home and family environment, and just complete emotional contentment. So opening your heart leads to that. The 29 as a number is the 9 working through the 2, and 9 is of universal selflessness and compassion and endings. But it's that compassion on the inside working through the feminine energy, number 2, on the outside. It's very spiritual energy. So it's very feminine. And then the number 50 is the 0, which is source energy on the inside, so your higher self connection. And then 5 on the outside is freedom and excitement and change. 5 on the outside often is like the number of the salesman, so someone who knows a little bit about a lot of different things, that makes them very exciting to talk to. That's the 10 of Cups, is God working through change. And isn't that what we're learning to do, is to balance change and not be affected and not need to react to change, but to stay balanced and in your heart space during change, so it doesn't affect us so much. Some of the energies that I've had this week. Starting back on the 25th, in my meditation, I saw a baby twice. I saw the baby, and then I saw the face of the baby, and it was actually 12:21 at night, or a.m., 12:21. And on the 25th, there's a lot of sad energy coming through. And then I realized on the 26th, I got a download that it was spiritual attack. So the dark coming in to trick you with messages, the songs that you hear on the radio. Be careful, because it may be manipulative. It may be making you believe something that is not true. So always check in with yourself to make sure you're clear about what's coming in. And clear yourself every day. I also got, with Thanksgiving coming up, siblings, and the relationship of siblings came up. And for me personally, being bullied came up. So that may be something that you need to clear, or just look into. Were there issues from your childhood of being bullied? And on that day, on the 26th as well, I kept hearing Grey's Anatomy songs. I don't know why. It was just I was going somewhere and I heard a Grey's Anatomy song, and then I was coming back and I heard a Grey's Anatomy song. I don't know if that connects with someone out there, so it might, or resonates. Also on the 26th, my daughter decided to cut all of her hair off. So there's definitely transformation in the air. People wanting to start over and learn to really love themselves as they are, which is great. On the 27th, gratitude came up. I actually did a clearing that day, and when I went in, there was a lot of blackness And prior to that, I was feeling a lot of stress in the solar plexus. It was like a solar plexus pit. So I'd gone under that, and there was darkness in there. And so I was guided to my last death to look at that. And what I actually saw was someone holding an infant by one finger and dropping that infant off a cliff. So it was very profound. And it resonated with me because when I was in the south of France, I went to the cave that Mary Magdalene frequented. And while we were doing the meditation there, I heard a scream outside because there's another group of women, but it triggered me because I was in such a deep state at that moment. It took me back to being like burned at the stake and thrown off the cliff. So for me, this took me back to that. And I watched Serendipity again, so Serendipity resonates with you. I watched that on the 27th. On the 28th, self-sabotage came up, and siblings again. And when I read the word abundance, I got abundance, that it's all a dance. And on the 28th, which was yesterday, there was a new energy blast. All of a sudden, everyone I know and myself were energized. I was cleaning yesterday. And taking control back in allowing, but also having a say in everything that affects you. So if other people are controlling some parts of your life, you might want to reconsider that. And also just remembering to trust your own instincts as opposed to trusting someone else's instincts, right? Because we're learning to not trust others' opinions over our own instincts, our own intuitions. And then today, this morning, I was getting that the divine masculine is strategizing, and we're all mastering rising above, speaking our truth. And then I got a download of high noon, like a gunfight, and I heard there's a lot of fire coming up this week. I was listening to Leo King, and apparently there's some very significant fire energy that's not going to be back for a long, long time this week. So it was funny that I got high noon, when you're back to back and you walk away and, you do your 10 steps or whatever it is when you walk apart from each other and then turn and shoot. So I don't know if there's some big fights that will, final showdowns that will happen this week. I also heard baby the moon, kind of like that. I'm not sure what it means, but if it resonates with someone, let me know. And being burned at the stake, which I heard again, but that also resonated with me as far as the baby being dropped off the cliff. And there's a lot of sexual energy that's been coming up the past couple days. And personally, I'm still feeling my butt being touched in the morning, but usually between 8 and 9 a.m., which is always interesting, as you know. Yeah. So just some quick mail headings for you. At 2:13, it is hot in here, which is funny because my friend just was saying that earlier today. 3:30, life isn't ordinary, time to shine. 6:26, poof. 6:46, work. 7:50, our jaws dropped. 8:11, hour to wow. 8:21, life isn't ordinary, again, but it's like make your statement. 8:29, fun wintry activations await, and I thought you'd like it was Blue Mountain. 8:57, how to lift. 9:22, for a chance to win. 9:41, and that's funny. And I was looking at iPads yesterday, and it was all of the advertisements had the same time on them, which was 9:41. So I'm not sure what that significance is either, but it might mean something to someone. What are you waiting for? 9:55, top offers. 10:06, stay at the top of your game, okay? Meditate every day. Do your whatever your spiritual practice is. Ground yourself every day. Take a walk. Work out. Drink a lot of water. Do healthy things. And follow your intuition. 11:10, Maui hotel deals. Some of you might be thinking about Hawaii. 11:21, 48 hours only. 11:26, 14 gifts. And for some reason 14 resonated with me. 11:55, a message. 1:12, extra 5-5, which is all about change. And when you have 5-5, it leads to a new beginning. 1:33, last chance to sign up. 1:41, rolling stone. And it made me think of crystals and the stones that you might have to ground yourself. You know, really earthy stones are really helpful for grounding and root chakra issues. 2:10, donate. 3:09, treat yourself to something nice. 3:38, Michaels. Don't forget to call in Archangel Michael for protection for your blue shields. 4:19, we have some exciting news. Drum roll, please. So those are your mail headings. Yeah, okay, so this is my summary for the Divine Masculine read, and then I'm going to go through the cards with you. And as always, I'll pull some oracle cards for the Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine at the end. All right, so this is when I got high noon, was actually when I put out the when I went to put out the Divine Masculine cards, and it was actually at 11:57. The major arcana were the Sun, the Magician, and the Hangman awake. There was no fire in the read today, which was kind of ironic since Leo King said this is a big week of fire. So maybe it's coming, you know, it could be an explosion of some sort. The underlying energy was the King of Cups, that he has been childish in his sex life, but now wants unconditional love and letting go of wounds. He's been looking at what he's manifested so far and thinking about what makes him truly happy and powerful, and feeling bad about his there's a feminine that's greedy or ungrounded, or losing or spending a lot of money. He knows he deserves real love and wants to ascend in love. He is aware of the Divine Feminine sadness, watching him with another and also feeling him with another. Or he or his karmic or his twin has a drinking issue. He's been seeing synchronicities everywhere and has been taking a time out. Recently, the Magician has been bored and feeling rejected and insecure. He's been grieving about some kind of division or separation from an ungrounded Empress, or it could just be someone, well, someone who's not in their power. That he's been grieving about this division without having expressed his feelings. Or it's a split due to no love from a mean woman who's not in her abundance, or could have miscarried, or lied about a pregnancy. He feels trapped, imprisoned in a romantic tie, willing to lie, cheat, steal to win at any cost, to find his Queen of Cups. The challenge is the sun, complete illumination, to be as free as a child in joy about a new love, a strong love with his other half for which there are no other options. In his now moment, in his head and heart, is the Queen of Cups. And this is a water sign usually, but it can just be someone with those qualities too, very nurturing and intuitive, kind. Okay, and then of course the water signs are Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. So it's the Queen of Hearts who is letting go of things, money, stability, to be with her Prince Charming, willing to risk the tower for her true love. Soon the truth is revealed that the King of Cups is free and no longer imprisoned by family. He is the Knight of Pentacles, a practical workhorse for his family, moving forward and now speaking his truth about not being his authentic self and being duplicitous in love. Around him is heartbreak and separation, but transforming extreme suffering into no pain left at all. He hopes for family legacy, but now sees it doesn't work with the Queen of Wands, where there is complete emotional unhappiness and no new start and no new practical offers. He is tied to work through his family. His advice now is adventure and spiritual career and ascending his love life to a higher level of commitment. It has been a nightmare of suffering to the left of him, to the left of the awakened hangman. A nightmare of suffering to the left, which is the feminine side, and to the right of the awakened man, a narcissistic relationship with an Aquarius, Taurus, and or Scorpio, and third-party love. His outcome is being fully awake and free, completing his old world to start anew with God, or walking towards God, Source, his higher self, however you want to put it, and away from sadness. This frees him from the long-standing prison in his mind. Okay, so that's the summary of the read, and now I'm going to go through formally all of the cards, and I'm sure some other things will come up as well. Okay, so here was the these, I'll show you all the underlying energies first from the bottoms of the decks. This is the Universal Golden Tarot as the main spread, and then the Rider-Waite Mini for the clarifiers. So this is the underlying energy of the main deck, and that's the King of Cups, as I said, and it's clarified by the Nine of Wands reversed. So it's about dropping your burdens or no longer being guarded. Okay, and then the King of Cups is all about love and kindness and unconditional love. So underneath those cards for the Divine Masculine were these two cards at the bottom of the deck. Okay, so we have the Lovers and the Page of Wands, which is all about, you know, passion and lovemaking. But it's also the Page of Wands, which is very immature sexually. So maybe not looking at his love life in the right way, and now wanting to be the King of Cups, which is about unconditional love as opposed to about, you know, sex. Okay, but dropping the burdens, which is so important. Then we have at the bottom of the Rider-Waite Mini, it was like this. Okay, so the bottom card, the underlying energy, is the Sun, which is complete elimination. But it's also happiness and being free like a child and innocent and strong energy. But we have, like him, the Divine Masculine, who sees his Divine Feminine as the Sun, but him looking over the things that he has and thinking about how he got to where he is now, and feeling sad for what he's done to, it could be a Queen of Pentacles reversed, who could be just be ungrounded, or it could be an earth sign person, earth, which is Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, but they're not grounded. But it also could be a greedy person who spends a lot of money, or spending all his money that he's trying to save up here. Okay, so how does he find his happiness? It's like he's stopped to assess his life so that he knows how to move on to happiness. At the bottom of the Romance Angels is You Deserve Love. And it says you are lovable. And it's interesting, it's the archer is aiming the arrow away from this reed completely. It's next to the Three of Swords in one of the placements. I won't tell you yet. But he's aiming that arrow completely away from a broken heart. The bottom of the Tarot Sexual Magic is the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so, you know, in this deck, there's 3 women here. So the underlying energy of having women around him all the time. And it doesn't have to be in a relationship sort of way. It could just be that he's surrounded by women all the time. It could be family. It could be people at work. But it's also an underlying energy of him knowing that he's hurt people. Okay? See the Emperor? And then the person who's very sad, could be drinking. Alright? But it could be a third-party energy too. So he's aware. I mean, there's 3 women here, 1 woman crying here, and then the Emperor, you know, above it all, or behind it all. And the bottom of the numerology deck is Time Out. It's actually purple with a yellow Merkaba, which is third eye and solar plexus. It's the number 37, which is a 1, which is the masculine energy. It's all about drive and independence and selfishness and focus. It's a tunnel vision. It's the 7, which is very spiritual and peaceful on the inside, being very calm and still, so that on the outside you can project joy. Okay, and this is actually the King of Cups, which matches our underlying energy. The cards underneath that, actually, so you can see, there's synchronicity and environment was underneath Time Out. Okay, so that's where the, and actually love partnership is underneath that. This is where the Divine Masculine is seeing synchronicities. So he's waking up to what love really is. Is it having lots of women around you? Is that what he wants, or does he want real love? Okay. So in the recent past, he had the Magician. Okay, so the clarification cards are the Page of Cups reversed and the Four of Cups. So it's being bored and having the feeling of being rejected. It could be a child who's not feeling loved. But with these cards, it's more that the Magician is reversed, that he's not feeling like he has the tools to make things happen in the recent past. He's feeling bored. Now, he could be feeling rejected, or he may be recognizing that he rejected someone and what it feels like to be rejected, to have this beautiful offering from God, maybe realizing that what was offered to him, now he's realizing it, that it was an offer direct from God, and he turned it down. But there's a feeling of insecurity here. And this is what's turning him to looking at unconditional love and being unconditional love and what that means. The foundation is the Five of Cups. And that's about grieving, loss, but still having still having love in your life, positive things in your life, but just not seeing it when you're in the midst of grieving, if it's upright. So clarification cards we have here are the Ace of Swords reversed, the Empress reversed, and the Eight of Wands reversed. So it's not positive. None of these cards are in positive aspect. So it probably is upright, the Five of Cups, because there is a lot of sadness here. But sadness and regret, and the Ace of Swords is reversed, is all about lies or lack of clarity, and it means a split as well, or not triumphing. And the Empress reversed, you know, that's a very powerful woman reversed is not a pretty sight, right? It could also be someone who was pregnant and miscarried, or just not in their power. It could be a split from this person, so they're angry. And then there's the Eight of Wands reversed, which is not expressing their feelings. So it could be the Divine Masculine feeling sorry about this person that he split from without having expressed feelings on either part. Or it could be that this other Empress is very sad because things were not made clear to her, that feelings weren't expressed to her. And maybe the Divine Masculine is now feeling sad about that he hadn't expressed his feelings. It could just be a woman. It could be a mother figure, a spouse. It could be any of the positions. It could be the third party. It could be a boss, a mom, anything like that, but who's reversed. So it could be a liar, because it's right next to the Ace of Swords reversed. This woman could be a big liar. Or maybe it's just lying by omission because she's not expressing her feelings. But either way, it's next to the King of Cups. So the King of Cups is regretful and feeling sad. The main issue in the middle is all about him in his head. He's in a prison in this central issue, okay? And it's clarified by two more swords, all right? The worst ones. Got the Five of Swords and the Seven of Swords. One's the guy who takes down everybody in his path at all costs, and the other one is the liar, cheater, thief, right? So it's all about seeing how being in his head causes all this to happen. It's all in his head. The need to take everyone else down before they get him, and to get away with stuff before someone takes it away from him. So it's really major in his head, but it's about this love tie, this romantic tie that he cannot lose. The challenge is the Sun, right? So how does he stay in his head like this and be happy and be strong and be free? How does he get from there to here, from swords to the Sun? And this is also about complete illumination. Maybe he is in his head so much because he knows in order to illuminate the truth, he has to deal with a lot. You know, the fallout, if he's going to illuminate the whole truth of what that might be. But the Sun is clarified by the Ace of Cups, the Strength card, and then the Two of Wands reversed. Okay, this is all about new love, and I always see the Two of Wands as when it's reversed, no options because it's your twin, and then the strength to do this. There also could be a Leo involved, or just someone who's controlling in a gentle way, or it could be manipulative, but they're all upright, so it's positive energy. It's the Ace of Cups and the Strength card next to each other. It's a strong love, and it seems to be about the twin, because it's Two of Wands reversed, which is really about no options, or only one option. All right, so in his present moment, his now moment in his head and heart, is the Queen of Cups, clarified by the Four of Pentacles reversed. And I'm getting that this is the Divine Feminine. We have the this card was also attached to it from the bottom that I brought up before. Okay, so this romantic tie to why he's in his head. And the Four of Pentacles reversed, usually upright, you know, it's thought of as the person who's, could be just stability, but it also tends to be clinging to things, to the importance of things. And here the Queen of Cups is letting go. So it seems to be the Divine Feminine letting go of things in her life, selling things, cleaning things out, and just realizing the importance of unconditional love as opposed to superficial things. And that she doesn't need all of these things. And she's next to, by the way, the Knight of Cups. Okay. So she's readying herself for her Prince Charming to come in. And she's in his head and heart. The near future, you know, it can be the karmic partner as well, but I am getting more of a twin energy here. And it is again a water sign. You got the King, the only people in the read are the King and Queen of Cups, and then the Knight of Pentacles as well. So here's the near future. Okay, we have the truth, nothing but the truth, complete illumination. This is based next to the Sun in the challenge position. We've got complete illumination in the truth. And here's the clarifiers for the truth. We have the Divine Masculine now free from prison, free from his mind, free as the Fool, and the King of Cups. Okay, so how perfect this would be if he gets out of his head, right? He gets his freedom, and he can be him in unconditional love as the truth comes out. That's getting past that obstacle of illumination and the fear of illumination. He sees himself as the Knight of Pentacles. You know, this is the workhorse. It could be someone who likes to offer practical things to people, but it's a workhorse. You know, the workhorse is the one who's usually controlled by someone else, because somebody else wants to use them to make money. So maybe he sees that about himself now, that he's just allowing people to take advantage of him in a practical way. And it's clarified by, and my light just blinked twice, it's clarified by the Page of Swords and the Knight of Cups reversed. And this is all about speaking up and speaking your truth, but it's also about duplicity, because this can be jealousy. This can be the Divine Masculine just not being his true self, because he really is. This is the true Divine Masculine, is sincere in his love, his offer to love all. But here, he's being duplicitous. So it could just be in his feelings or actually seeing more than one person. And he's being truthful about this now, as the Page of Wands. It could also relate to being a workhorse, because he's got there could be two children, there could be a teenager and a smaller child, or two teenagers. There's a page and a knight here. And the older child might be having some issues with love right now, and then the younger child speaking their truth. And there may be some truth coming out from the children that is sparking something in the divine masculine, out of the mouths of babes. So around the divine masculine, or how he's seen, is the Three of Swords. So it was interesting that the read was put down at 57 minutes. Okay. And this is next to the Romance Angels card, which came out, which is engagement. Okay, this is about your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. So it sounds like maybe that's a healing card as opposed to a heartbreak card. Maybe it's actually reversed, in the reversed energies. It's clarified by a lot of swords. All right, so we got the Nine of Swords upright, the Death card, and then the Ten of Swords reversed. So it's like everything happening at once. The worst pain of your life, and death or transformation, and then complete ending of all pain. So it's either seeing the divine masculine or the divine feminine having gone through all of this, or actually other people seeing the divine, or the divine feminine going through this, or other people seeing the divine masculine going through this. Extreme pain, transformation, and there could be a death. I mean, there's a lot of swords out here. It could be a death, an actual death, or it can be a death of a relationship. But there's a lot of suffering, and then it's like a spontaneous transformation from going from extreme suffering to no suffering at all. Like a spontaneous healing. And maybe that happens because this Knight of Pentacles is offering something to the broken heart. And that would be a spontaneous healing, wouldn't it? So the hopes and fears is about the Ten of Pentacles, which is about family legacy and money, family money. Okay, the ultimate family, it's the number 78, it's the end of the tarot, the Ten of Pentacles, the ultimate life, right? It's clarified by the Three of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles reversed, the Ten of Cups, Ten of Cups reversed, and then the Queen of Wands. So it's like you see that the Three of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands are upright on either side, so they're positive, but in between there's no happiness. There's no new wonderful start. Everything's delayed because this Three of Pentacles coming together situation, or a work situation for the divine masculine, doesn't fit with the Queen of Wands. She may be fine and not negative, but it's not a fit. There's no emotional happiness here, and there's no new practical beginning. And actually the Ace of Pentacles in the Rider-Waite traditional deck is all about complete contentment. And there's this inability to begin again with the Queen of Wands, because there's no emotional fulfillment there. Okay. So it's like the divine masculine hoping for this family that he's always dreamed of, but now realizing that maybe the person he's with is never going to be able to give him that dream. And then we have the outcome. But first I'm going to show you the numerology cards that came out. We have Adventure, and this isn't actually blue. It looks really blue on the screen. It's more of a teal. It's 55. Yeah, it's like all teal. And then Spiritual Career, which is pink. It's 78, which is interesting. We just brought up 78 because the Ten of Pentacles is the end of the deck, 78. And this is a purple Merkaba. So that's Third Eye, and Compassion. The High Heart is pink, as well as it's kind of a magenta, which is the masculine higher self above the head. So here we have, it's all about the high heart area, really, between the heart and the mouth. So what needs to come out of the mouth, how to express your true feelings. And the divine masculine is being called to adventure. And here's this 55 that also came up earlier. Okay, it's reversed in this deck. Reverse supposed to be more significant. And the 55 is a whole lot of change, but leading to a brand new beginning. And it's a 1, which is all about the masculine energy, new starts, and focus, independence, creativity. It's the number of the inventor as well. It's leading from the heart to the throat. Okay, you have the green to the blue. And it's the higher octave of this placement. He's being called to an adventure. This is huge. And then this, of a spiritual career. Spiritual career is his adventure. That it doesn't have to be a vacation, it can be your life. And Spirit's connecting with me very strong on that. That it's not about just doing a job. It's about making your life your career and making it so joyful, what you've always wanted to do, your dreams come true, but not just once a year on vacation, but your whole life. And the cards lying on that to the left of the Hangman, which is the outcome. All right, you have the outcome card is the Hangman, awake. And then I've been pulling a card to follow to give you an idea of where this is going. All right, so it's showing the divine masculine completely awake, leading into complete freedom and taking a leap of faith. Okay, so we have the Fool here. Now, the cards to the left of the awakened man, and on top of the adventure and the spiritual career of his life, we have the 9 and 10 of swords, all right? So this is reflecting all those swords again. The nightmare of what this has been, especially to the divine feminine, and we're talking to the left of the awakened man. This is what the divine feminine's been going through. It's been a nightmare for her. She's been watching and feeling him having sex with other people. Now, maybe not all of the divine feminines feel their divine partners having sex, but a lot of them do. And it's just been a nightmare. And maybe he's finally awakening to that. Maybe he's felt something that he hasn't felt before and realizing what the divine feminine was telling him. It's clarified. There's a bunch of clarification cards from the mini deck that came out for this. Let's see if I can get this. This is for the awakened Hangman, okay? We had the 5 of Cups, the 8 of Cups, the Hermit, or excuse me, not the Hermit, the Hierophant, and then again confirming. Here we got the Hangman awake again, and then the World, complete. And this, the Hierophant here, I'm getting as God, not as marriage. Okay. So it came out as him completing his world, him seeing his divine feminine in the mirror, coming full circle, awakened to God or to his higher self. And actually, if you put these two down, right, there was, sorrow and regret. So now he's working on himself and healing, walking toward his higher self and opening his heart again. Okay, to that. But from the Tarot of Sexual Magic, on the right side of the awakened man, okay, we have the Hierophant, the Star, and the Tower. Okay, very significant. But this Hierophant is very, very narcissistic. And it was interesting because the Hierophant in the other deck, which is the normal Hierophant, was sitting just below the Narcissist, showing the difference between the two. The 1 is a narcissistic marriage. The 1 below was his connection to God. Black and white, okay? And this is about a narcissistic marriage to, it could be, you know, Taurus, Aquarius, Scorpio, to the right of him. So this is the masculine energy, what he's been dealing with more so. But it's about a third party also, because we have the Tower here, which is shows specifically a third party situation. Hopefully it wasn't an attack on anyone, although I suppose that could happen. But the star is also about dreams come true, and it's like this marriage was kind of like an illusion of dreams coming true, and that the Tower's coming in now, like, to break down all of those illusions and opening him up back up to his heart and his higher self and to God, to see unconditional love as opposed to what he's been living. So it was a very powerful read today. And then ultimately on the right, there's a new offer of love. This is the Knight of Cups. Okay. So now I'm going to pull a few oracle cards for both the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine. We'll start with the Divine Feminine, and we'll start with the Ascension deck. Here's the Ascension deck. Okay. And this is for the Organic Divine Feminine Twin Flames. The Organic Divine Feminine Twin Flames. And we have the Moon. Okay? So perfect for Divine Feminine, since the Moon is her energy. In case you are interested in the bottom of the deck, it's Hilarion, which is number 46, the 6 of Cups. And Hilarion's affirmation says, I open myself to the wisdom and guidance of Hilarion. And that relates, this is interesting, he's the negotiator for Earth on the Council of Saturn, and helps us remain connected to our spiritual journey, and the orange ray of technology, science, truth, and knowledge. He invites you to open your mind. But I thought it was interesting about Saturn, because Saturn is moving from Sagittarius to Capricorn very soon. And the 46 is the 6 of Cups, which is the twins. You know, the childlike innocence of the two. So the Divine Feminine's advice is the Moon. It's number 11, which is justice. It's the spiritual energy, and I'm getting connection with number 11 here. And it's ultimately a 2. The basic number is 2. It's about feminine energy. But the upper octave of 2 is 11. It's the power number. It's the visionary. It's the spiritual. The Moon is the causal chakra of the universe and radiates divine feminine energies. Call on it to cleanse your aura and energize you. Remember, the influence of this celestial body is always there, whether you can see it or not. When you're offered this card, you're called on to practice your feminine qualities of love, wisdom, compassion, intuition, inclusiveness, discernment, and oneness. Your guidance is to go within and seek answers from your huge font of wisdom. The Moon will bring you clarity so that you can flow with the current of ascension. Okay? So this is right in line with the feminine energies that were brought up from the 29 day, because 2 and 9 are some of the softest energies of compassion and the feminine energy. And 29 is an 11, by the way. So this matches for the feminine. Now for the Divine Masculine, the Organic Divine Masculine Twin Flames. What is the advice for the Organic Divine Masculine Twin Flames? You got the gold and silver cloak. The bottom of the deck is Isis, number 38, which is the Queen of Cups, which also came out in the deck today. Got cards for the King and the Queen. And the affirmation for Isis says, I face my challenges with calm and strength. not reacting to things, but staying neutral. The gold and silver cloak reads, and it's number 26. 26 is an 8, so it's all about strength, inner and outer strength, big business, sports, manifesting. And it's the 6 of love, family, and community on the inside, that soft motherly energy, working through the divine feminine on the outside, the 2. Very nurturing. You have chosen this card of perfect harmony. When you balance your wisdom and power, and Spirit's connecting with me, giving and receiving, your connection with Hollow Earth and the 7th heaven, it offers you the courage to love. And Spirit's still connecting with me. This makes you magnetic to people, animals, and situations so that you can attract all that is for your highest good. Your guidance is to bring yourself into harmony and balance. Then visualize yourself wearing the gold and silver cloak so that you draw in angel sonics to purify the energy around you. Expect the unexpected and miraculous. And the affirmation for the divine masculine, I am in total balance and harmony. Okay? So, just a reminder for the divine masculine to open his heart and not fear, because when you open your heart, it allows everything to resonate with you. Your environment, the animals, everything comes into peace with you. When you allow their energy, they allow yours. It will bother you. Okay, so that's the Ascension deck. Next is the Past Life deck for the Organic Divine Feminine, Twin Flames. What is the advice for the Organic Divine Feminine, Twin Flames? What is the advice? Okay, we have Celtic or Celtic. Bottom of the deck is Galactic. Okay. And this is the Past Life deck, if you want to see what it looks like. So for the Divine Feminine, the underlying energy is galactic, so remembering their connections, you know, to Sirius, to Pleiades, to anything galactic. And I'm being drawn to the court, to the cross. Okay? You see this? You see how the entrance is blocked by the cross? And the circle and the cross is like a portal. It's like the traditional religion that, so there may be still some blocks for some feminines who've had past lives or currently have very deep connections to their religion, that the cross can actually block your portals. And I'm getting to remind you to always be open to everything. Because if you only subscribe to one religion, you're not opening your heart to others. Because then we're not all one. We're segregated. So it's a reminder to the Divine Feminine about that. And what I'm also noticing is the Jesus on this cross. I don't know if you can see it well because of the lighting, but let's see. His arms are extra long and his hands are open wide. It's like it's accentuating extending yourself to others, not closing yourself off from others via religion here, okay? And remember your galactic connections as well. So for the Divine Masculine, that came flying out. For the Divine Masculine, you got lessons and blessings. And there's a pocket watch there in the picture. And the bottom is about authority figures. And there's a gavel there. So there may be some court issues for the Divine Masculine. So they may be dealing with legal issues and the timing of legal issues. And to always just go with the flow and be reminded of their lessons and their blessings. That if there is something difficult that they're going through right now, that there's a lesson in this, and to be reminded of that, and all of the blessings that you still have in your life. And one of the card, after the lessons and blessings, this card was a little bit loose, so I wanted to show it. It's wars and battles. Okay, so there may be still some clearing having to do with wars and battles and all the trauma that the Divine Masculine has experienced. And what I'm getting too, that, all right, there's a flag in this picture. And it's a reminder that a flag is a means of division as well. It makes us separate, not one. To be reminded of that. But that the Divine Masculine really needs to clear. They have a lot of past wounds regarding war and battles, you know, because they've always had to, in past lives, you know, that was all about them fighting to save themselves, their family. You know, it wasn't an easy life. And the Divine Masculine is just with this stopwatch. I'm hearing the seconds tick, tick, tick. You know, the Divine Masculine is so aware of every second in what he's going through right now. It's kind of like time standing still for him. Because all of a sudden everything's hitting him at once. This realization, the awakened man. And Spirit's connecting with me on that. But just stay in your heart. No fear. If you open your heart and allow, everything works out. Even if you don't see it right now. It just does. It's about having faith. Trust and faith. And then we'll do the journey of love. Okay, this one's for the Divine Feminine. What is the advice for the organic, Divine Feminine Twin Flames? And I got that right away. Is Cosmic Butterfly. Let's see if I can get that. Alright, Cosmic Butterfly. See the beautiful colors. And the bottom of the deck is Coming Together. It's number 66 if you're interested. Coming Together. Okay, so isn't that nice? Coming Together, the Cosmic Butterfly. 36 is a 9, so it's about compassion and endings and universal selflessness. And it's the 6 of love, family, and community on the inside, the motherly love again. That was twice that the inner energy's been the motherly love. Through the outer joy, the 3. The happy-go-lucky, smiling person who spreads love to everyone. So for the Divine Feminine, the Cosmic Butterfly. You're being reborn from the pulsating womb of the Divine Mother, on fire with her creative power. You're being transformed whilst living. To surrender certainty in favor of openness. To accept the smallness of your everyday life whilst admitting to the magnificence of your being. To open up to the divine light that pours through you into a myriad of forms. Endlessly creating, destroying, and creating again. This is your sacred task, and Spirit's connecting with me. Life is thriving within you. This may not feel stable as yet, but will certainly feel exciting as you enter into yet another cycle of rebirth. Let this life seem as though you are living many lifetimes in one. It is possible for you to encounter the totality of human experience in this lifetime, should you be open to it. You have chosen this for yourself and have been blessed with it as a possibility in this lifetime, and Spirit's really connecting with me. Why not let yourself be broken down and reborn through the workings of nature? Another life within this one beckons you on now. The message for you from this oracle is that if your life feels like it is falling apart, then take heart, for it is falling apart to come back together in a new way. You're going through rebirth, just like a butterfly in a chrysalis. The agony and the delight, the sense of dying and being truly alive, can all be held in the serene space of your heart. Surrender into what you're becoming now, and know that what you're leaving behind is but a shell that once will have held your fast emerging new self. And here's the poem. The breeze of the butterfly's wings caresses the stillness of my thoughts and awakens feelings that course through my veins like the whale's song to the ocean's depths. There wells in me a knowing and a wonder for what is yet to be. So it's just reminding us to trust. For the Divine Feminine, you all know what you're going through already. And if you're new at this, just allow your being broken down so that you can be built back up in a whole new self of love and surrender and becoming many yous in one life. Okay. So now for the Divine Masculine Twin Flames, the organic Divine Masculine Twin Flames. It's clear. What is the advice for the organic Divine Masculine Twin Flames? And we got the bride offers herself. It's number 43. The bride offers herself. The bottom of the deck, for those of you who are interested, is number 29, today's date, Spiral Dance of the Goddess. Green. Spiral Dance of the Goddess is number 29. And the card that was pulled, the bride offers herself, is number 43. 43 is a 7. It's very spiritual and still, contemplative. It is the 3 of inner joy, like just wanting to explode joy inside yourself. And then the 4 on the outside, but coming off as a responsible, structured person. Someone can count on. But that joy radiating through your essence. Okay? So I'm going to read you that now, the 43. The bride offers herself. This is for the Divine Masculine. There is a sacred offering taking place, an offering of the Divine Feminine. She is offering herself, and Spirit is connecting with me, to the mystery unfolding. This may manifest in a physical way, in that a woman of great feminine wisdom is offering herself to you in friendship, love, spiritual companionship, or service in some way. This may manifest in a spiritual gift from the Divine Mother, in the form of a life circumstance or situation, whether it's immediately recognized as a gift or not. To accept this offering as a bridegroom, accepting his bride with love, reverence, and respect, will bring good fortune. This oracle, and Spirit's still connecting with me, this oracle offers you a message. Accept what is being offered now. Whether through challenge or an easing of the way forward, there is a gift of grace from the Divine Feminine reaching for you now. Allow her in and be blessed. This oracle also heralds a time of importance in relationship. You have been revealing yourself and not being afraid of who and what you are, sharing yourself in willingness to connect. Your vulnerability and beauty is acknowledged and will attract the response you need at the perfect time and in the perfect way. Every bride shall have her bridegroom. And the poem reads, Sorry about that. The poem reads, how careful we must be close, how fragile we must feel, how sad not to be when someone is real. To say approach with caution when we already know that inside there's a likeness and experience goes slow. So to the Divine Masculine, trust and allow. There's no rush, and yet there is a big rush. It's all a learning experience. And to trust your own instincts and your intuition. And trust your knowing. It's not always about outward experience. It's about inward knowing that you have. And I'm confirming that for you now. It is your knowing. It's not a belief, it's a knowing. Okay. So, that was very beautiful. Thank you for tuning in. If you should need my services, coaching, card reads, Reiki, healing, activation, whatever you should need. And again, my CD is Ashes, Twin Flames, Twin Towers to Twin Flames. It's available on iTunes, CD Baby, Google, and Amazon. My website and my email are below if you should need anything. And thank you so much for all your likes, subscribes, shares, and of course your comments that I love. Please comment below on anything that may resonate, or if you just want to say hi. I really appreciate all of you, and to all of my clients. You're wonderful. Thank you so much to everyone. Have a wonderful week. Namaste. I love you. Rise and be loved.